Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh my goodness, you guys. I just want to read the little excerpt from the book that has to do with winter solstice because it's so beautiful. In the book, it's all about taking time to celebrate, rejoice, honor, self-reflection, and rebirth. And it says, in a secret and magical dell, an ethereal elven fawn enjoys the serenity as the delicate snowflakes dance in the half-light and wrap around her soft embrace. Her fine festive winter dress, with its intricate spun gold embroidery, along with the vibrant poinsettia and decorative hair adornments, reflect the significance of the winter solstice. It is a time of reflection and renewal, as well as time to celebrate the moon and the longest hours of darkness. We can harness the power of ceremony and celebration to create positive change and healing in our lives. And then at the bottom it said, life is what you celebrate, all of it, even its end. And I love this so much because it recollects all of the moments, that I had with my family, silly or otherwise. So if we connect into that energy, Easter egg hunts, silliness like that, right? Singing Christmas carols, baking together. I just love the revelry and beauty and magic of winter anyway. I feel like it's like a purification. I love seeing just big fields of white and, moving into that brisk, crisp weather. All of that. And this morning when I woke up, it's funny, I had actually taped this yesterday using these cards as well. And I decided I was going to listen back to it before I put it up and uploaded it. And then I recognized that I obviously was looking out the window or something and starting to kind of like drift out. And I was just speeding up my cadence of thought. I was using a lot of space fillers, words like and I was like, oh, you know what, I don't think I'm really completely plugged into this reading, so I'm going to do it over where I'm really, really present, because it kind of warrants that attention. And I notice with certain speakers too, if they use the word like literally a lot, that starts to I just start to hone in on space fillers. So I'm being extra careful not to do that. But I was also really lucky in that I just watched Nicholas Asba, and he made me feel so utterly peaceful. And one of his first cards that he brought up, what he was dreaming was the sun card. And he had this little thing at the top. I just need one quick sip of water. I was like, my mind sometimes gets ahead of myself. I have all of these things while channeling and thinking, so everything sometimes kind of competes for my attention. So I want to slow it down and just talk about this because I thought it was beautiful. And he had the sun card, and above it he had written superluminal thoughts, and superluminal is faster than light. And I thought, oh, that's such a beautiful term. I love that. I was talking about, thought is the seed that allows this acceleration to happen. And when we focus on proactive thought patterns, we get back there. So we always have these super quick thoughts, right? It could be anything from, oh, I shouldn't eat that, or, oh, I should go for a walk, or, oh, I should call this person, whatever it is. And then what are the proactive thoughts? So I'd really love for you to pay attention to the thoughts that come in today and say, if I acted on this, what would happen? I did this for myself yesterday when I saw some leather work and crystal designs, and I went, oh man, this is something I want to do for fall. I could make some really cool things, mixing leather and suede and really cool crystals. And I worked for like 6 or 7 hours making pieces yesterday, really, really getting into it. And that brings me to kind of like the seabed too, with this proactive, I was like, I could do this. And then I was like, why don't you do this? Go get some, leather and suede cord and begin this process, because it's one of those things like anything else. We can say, oh, if I did this, it would come out really great, or I'd have a great time, or it would help me grow or learn. So this is following those, right? Because they do sometimes come in like superluminal, in and out all day, millions of these little thoughts, right? So the fact that we can connect with them, and it brings us, I love this. The seabed is about finding our sacred space, our calm, our peace, our silence, our solitude, and our relaxation. Everybody can benefit from having a sacred space, a special spot where we can go and relax and recharge, whether it's a park bench, part of your home or garden. A sacred space can be anywhere you want it, so it can be as long as it's like comforting and calm, right? Mine is definitely in my backyard, in my chair, thinking my thoughts, sketching, reading, revising, all of that. So do you have a place available to you, locally or in your home or in your yard where you can go do this? I feel like it's a recharge center. That's how I picture it. So if you just picture wherever you're going and even say aloud, I'm going to recharge here. This is my area of recharging. This is, where I can have my super luminal thoughts. And it also, he was saying how you have the ability to move forward faster than you think. And you really do. All we need to do is have that belief system in ourself. We are limitless and we're capable of being and doing multiple things and being successful at them. And also what I like to do is envision a different path or future, because this is a season of change. This is a season, I really feel like a Virgo and Libra season. It's like, let's get things done, but we're going to do it calmly and in balance. We don't have to exhaust ourselves, nor do we have to just bury our head in the sand and pretend these things aren't here. We can strike a really lovely balance where if we do one thing, it puts us, in that, hey, look at this proof loop of success. I can do this. And it doesn't, exhaust or give me a hard time. Like, I'm just able to do this, but I don't have to just keep going until, it's like that cleaning thing. Well, if you clean one area of your house, then the others they suffer by comparison. So you just keep cleaning everything till you can't even move anymore. Just one of those things, like you allocate one area of change that you want. Is there something you look at every day in your house or your car or your workspace that you don't like? Just straighten it up little by little, empty that garbage, create more space. I do this all the time. My dining room table, I don't want a bunch of stuff on it. I don't want it to be a collection agency, of whatever, mail and all those other things. You just clear it, give yourself space. And then that can also become a sacred space for you if it has the beautiful clearance and the space that you want. In my office, I surrounded myself with all these beautiful drawings and sketches and crystals, and that's my calm space. And it is important that we have that in the majority of our space, because we don't want to walk through home, office, car, whatever, and be like, oh, what a disaster area. You know what I mean? Just a quick little thing without overwhelming ourselves. And I recall him saying some more things about, with the Star card, trusting your power and holding your ground and shining with grace and dignity and not worrying anybody else is jealous or competitive. Just let your light shine in your truth. That light, you'll be able to discern, what your next move is, because you're not really caring or comparing. And sometimes we need to do that in terms of work. Just say you come through with this blockbuster idea, and your boss is like, whoa, that is spectacular. And then you guys are in the conference room and he's really talking you up, or they are really talking you up. Let's make your boss a she. She's really talking you up and very, very excited about everything. And you look around the room, there's 10 people. I'm telling you, 5 out of 10 are going to be beaming and smiling right there with you. And hurrah, the other 5, they might be looking a little glum, like, why didn't I have that idea? And sometimes it does bolster other people to competition, but you might see 1 or 2 that actually even look a little ferocious because they have envy or jealousy. That's just what it is. When somebody shines, some people will think it dims their light. That's their issue. It has nothing to do with you. So whether, a family, neighborhood, work, whatever it is, just let yourself shine. I really love that, because that's really brings us to the Unseelie Throne too. And this is also about treasuring and protecting your loved ones. But I also see it as, you have a responsibility to yourself, sitting on this throne, to shine as bright as you can and do things that make you feel good. This is a thing of us having a deep love and sense of duty to everything that's in our domain. I wake up and I swear I am Old MacDonald had a farm, and I even was singing this morning. I was like, Old MacMelanie had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, with a turkey here and a cat here, everything coming at the door and at everywhere and waiting in the yard for its food. And I literally, like a farm, I'm like chicken feed spraying it everywhere and just laughing. And I feel a sense of duty to my domain and the animals in it and the family members, and making them feel good. And I feel something's pretty interesting. Sometimes we have people that are quietly dependent on us. We don't even know that. You know what I mean? It's like to smile and lift them up. Like, I know I'm a higher vibrational energy force in my house. I just know that I'm always laughing and doing crazy things. And whenever anybody comes in the room, they'll stop and look and see what I'm doing and have a conversation, and sometimes people are very neutral energy in their house, and sometimes they bring in negativity, whether they had a bad day at work or they just operate like that. We work with people like that, right? We know what that's all about. So this is also recognizing, as a person on this kind of unseelie throne, what kind of energy do we bring to our house when we come in the door? Do we start with, negative things like, why haven't you done this, or why does this look like that? Or are we like, hey, how was your day? Beginning with that. I'm very sensitive to that kind of energy, and I know a lot of empaths are. So, to develop a lovely high vibrational home and family unit and friendship unit, that's how we go into. We all have that friend too. Like if you're at a restaurant or you're at a library or somewhere, and they just come in with a wheelbarrow full of like joy and laughter and silliness of the things they've done. And then we have that person that brings in the wheelbarrow full of woes and sorrows and Debbie Downer, like everything that's wrong with them, the world, and everything in it, and it's like, it just is what it is. There's an awareness of how we carry our energy and how we display it. And definitely I love this card because it reminds us of, hey, what are we saying and doing out there? Like, are we huffing and puffing in a long line because we have to wait, or are we kind of smiling and having conversations with people around us, or just watching a podcast and taking it easy? But do know that somewhere, whether in your friendship group, your home, even for your animals, you have things that are lightly dependent on your mood, your graciousness, and how you're feeling. And bring some magic to it. Pretend there's a retinue of fairies that's all around helping you all the time. I certainly do. Like last night when I was laying out all my stones, and I was so amped up, and I can't wait to show this piece. I'm going to photograph and put it on IG, and then I'll put it on tomorrow's video. I ended up using like a silvery beige suede, and then I used these really beautiful chevron amethyst, they're like long ovals, and I wrapped each one in the suede, and then I had a braided suede cord, and it's just a soft, beautiful, rich, it looks very kind of like cool and tribal. And I was so excited for the inspiration of that. And I always pretend like little fairies are suggesting colors and bringing me things and seed beads, and just really having be a rich, inventive experience. So find something, you guys, that makes you feel rich and inventive, that experience. And that too gives us reason for this. When we're inventing and painting, like, who can I gift this to for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, where can I display this in my home? All of those things. Be proud of your works. Create a beautiful space for yourself to be restful and calm. And, be protective of your energy and the energy you display and bring forth in your home, towards your family, towards your animals. Like, animals are very sensitive. My cat, sometimes I will like mock scold Mochi because he always just wants to drink out of the sink. And when I raise my voice in that mock thing, like all the cats stop and look at me because it's not my natural voice, to get louder. And they're like all look at me like, oh my gosh, is Mochi in trouble? Like silly things like that. But it's like our energy does carry, and it also carries our mood. So I'd love for you to just stop in the mirror when you pass a mirror and like manifest yourself into things. Like be like, wow, I'm really athletic today. I'm going to go and stretch in my living room and do some yoga. I'm going to do this. Like, I'm a fantastic athlete, things like that. And then it's weird, as we voice things, we then want to do it. If it benefits us, our higher self will point us in that direction. And that's pretty cool too, because that definitely is like the unseelie throne. Like, hey, how can I elevate in any way? Can I learn something? Can I stretch? Can I feel better? Can I look at the world in a way where it benefits me because my perspective is healthier and it gets me excited about life? That kind of energy. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. I hope you guys have a great, great day. And if you guys ever want a private read, my information is in the description box. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. I love this little channel with a little daily. It gets me in a great mood. And I think later today I'm going to actually tape like a big soulmate reading for the channel because it's just so gorgeous outside and it's really conducive. This energy is really, it's kind of like popping. I feel some good love vibes coming in. So I'm looking forward to that. Love and light.